Yo, what is up, guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. We are back again, everybody. We're back with another fragrance review right here, guys, on my last day off. And before I head back to work, guys, I'll give you guys my no hype review on the latest Parfums de Marly fragrance. That's right. And I'm sure at this point, a lot of y'all have already heard about this fragrance, maybe even blind bought it or tried it. But I'm sure there are still a lot of y'all that are on the fence because of all the mixed reviews. And I'm sure a lot of y'all want to hear my thoughts, my no hype review, again, on this latest PDM fragrance. Now, before I continue, please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys, okay? Liking, subscribing, and watching the ads is a great big deal to this channel, especially that we are headed towards 21,000 subscribers. So please continue your support, guys. I mean, that helps me stay on top of this by giving you guys a lot of the latest releases, a lot of the hyped fragrances, and, you know, for me to give you guys a lot of these in-depth reviews of these fragrances so you guys can make a decision, or it helps you make a decision before you spend your hard-earned money. So again, thank you so much for your support. And the fragrance we will be talking about today is none other than the latest Parfums de Marly for 2024. This is none other than Parfums de Marly PERSEUS. Yes, Parfums de Marly PERSEUS, guys. Wow, here it is right here. And I have been using PERSEUS. This sample was sent to me by one of my good friends and one of the great decanters currently. That's none other than Jared Miller, guys. So I want to thank you, Jared, for sending PERSEUS over. He's got a ton of decants and fragrances, mostly new, mostly hyped. So if you want to try these fragrances before you buy, hit him up below on the Facebook link. I'm sure he can update you on what is available and what is coming up on his decant list, guys. Now, Parfums de Marly PERSEUS. This is from one of the greatest perfume houses, guys, and that's Parfums de Marly. And love him or hate him, this house just produces bangers, okay? I mean, and we're talking about consistently beloved fragrances over how many years, guys? I started this channel 3 years ago, and 3 years later, after all of that, I'm still hearing the same PDM fragrances being really loved across the spectrum. Even their new ones, Haltan, as well as Altair. I love them, guys. And so everyone, you know, when Parfums de Marly releases something, everyone gets hella excited. And the expectations on a Parfums de Marly release, although I would say sometimes too much or too unrealistic, is pretty high in every release, guys. And this fragrance is billed as a summer hit or a summer banger coming out of the house. If you just look at the bottle itself, you've got this sun yellow bottle, and even all the related marketing really at least alludes to the fact that this might become a summer banger, guys. And because of that, there are a lot of people who regularly use Parfums de Marly, who love the brand, and who possibly live in countries that don't have 4 seasons, that really expect a lot coming out of this release, guys. Now, again, you might have already smelled this, or maybe you've tried a sample, and this fragrance, guys, came out with a lot of mixed reviews. And I wasn't the first to review this or try this. I wanted to, but yeah, I saw a lot of mixed reviews. Interestingly, guys, even with the notes on paper being known, and these are notes that are summer banger notes like grapefruit, bergamot, blackcurrant, guys, this fragrance really got mixed reviews, and a lot of people are saying that it's not really the summer banger that it is, and they're saying a lot of things. I mean, they're also critiquing or criticizing the performance of Parfums de Marly PERSEUS. So anyways, I decided, you know, to ask Jared for a sample to try this. I mean, really, we are on the last legs of this sample. I'll give you guys all my feedback regarding PERSEUS. Let's go spray this thing right now. Okay, guys, now let's talk about Parfums de Marly PERSEUS. Right here in the opening, guys, is where a lot of people are expecting a lot of things. Because, of course, if you're going to market something as a summer banger with some citrus hits, well, of course, the opening is going to be where it's at. So right here in the opening, guys, on paper, you've got grapefruit, you've got bergamot, as well as some black currant. And again, if you look at these, you've seen these in other fragrances that really project hard and project bright. But there is something interesting regarding the opening of Perseus. First and foremost, yes, there is a citrusy blast, no doubt. I mean, there's going to be some lingering black currant here. There's going to be some classy bergamot, more of like the classy side of bergamot that's in, I would say, gent scent fragrances. But the interesting thing about this opening, take note of this, guys, is the bitterness of the grapefruit and how it immediately mixes in with an early vetiver appearance, guys. Okay, that is the big differentiator right here in Parfums de Marly PERSEUS, guys. And again, it's a huge twist, especially if you read the notes like just the top notes without the vetiver. You might think of something else coming out of this, but really this fragrance is grapefruit heavy, especially on the bitter side. Again, the bergamot is more of like a classy bergamot, and the black currant comes in third in terms of the strength, guys. It gives a little bit of that, citrusy, fruity hit, but again, the grapefruit reigns supreme right here, guys. And right here in the opening as well, you are going to get the early appearance of vetiver. I mean, really, I would say first 4 minutes is when the vetiver comes in. And for those that are familiar with vetiver is one of those staple gent scent notes that is grassy and woody and earthy, mostly grassy, I would say. And it does merge in with that bitter grapefruit, ASAP Rocky, immediately with this fragrance right here, guys. And with that being said, that changes things. Perseus is more of a vintagey, classic gent scent perfume. Yes, I said that, guys, okay? Perseus, I mean, the moment I tried this and I kept wearing it, I was like, yeah, this is vintage man's gent scent. And again, that is characterized by the bitter grapefruit merging in with that early vetiver, with just the bergamot being that classy bergamot and some black currant in the back, guys. But mostly, it's a grapefruit heavy intro with that vetiver, guys. And that immediately changes things. I'm sure a lot of you guys want to know what the immediate sillage and projection was like. So the thing about these vintagey gent scent fragrances is that mostly these are for the wearer, and usually they are lingering type scents with a comforting backdrop, guys. However, with Parfums de Marly PERSEUS, there is some strength here, guys, with the initial sillage and projection. And I found out about that once I sprayed a little bit more than what I tested. I had like maybe 7 sprays. I did maybe 9 or 10. And maybe that will equate to 6 or 7 sprays of like the big bottle, guys. And man, it was actually powerful. I mean, the strength of the citruses did hit people that were 8 feet away from me. And so again, for the wearer, it feels like a personal lingering scent, but best believe it actually projects, and people far away will be able to smell you as you wear this fragrance, guys. But nevertheless, like I said, very vintagey. And I mean, sometimes I refer to this as like the rich old man smell. Okay. And so that is why you will hear some comparisons with this fragrance with Terre d'Hermès, TDH, which is maybe a mainstream hit. I don't really wear fragrances like TDH, but it is a hit in the mainstream, guys. And there is a huge comparison between this fragrance and that in terms of the overall, like I said, vintage, mature man feel of Parfums de Marly PERSEUS. And this is where a lot of the, I guess, bad reviews come from, because a lot of people were expecting that this was the sunny, summery, citrusy hit that Parfums de Marly was going to bring, but they did not get that, because like I said, it's more of the bitter grapefruit reigning supreme here. And even the vetiver as it comes in, it becomes almost like a curve because of the earthiness, the woodiness, and of course the grassy type of smell, the green parts of vetiver taking over from that. And so really, I don't know, you're kind of going to get the citrus, but not really. It's more of a curve, and that's an immediate curve the moment you spray this fragrance. And with that being said, heading into the mid of this fragrance, Perseus, it does get aromatic and sensual indeed, guys. Again, started up by that vetiver. And right here in the mid, you are going to get green mandarin, which is, I guess you could say, unripe mandarin. And that note basically continues on the bitterness of the grapefruit. Okay, it is a continuity note, again giving you the vintage citrusy feels, the bitterness right here in the mid. And of course, you are also going to get the continuance of that vetiver, that gent scent staple, woody, grassy vetiver. It does continue on here. And I said aromatic because here in the mid, it gets slightly spicy with geranium, guys. With the addition of that geranium, guys, you really are going to get this sensual aromatic gradient mixed in with the classic classy vetiver and bitter citrus, guys. Okay, so if you got that first impression, this is that vintagey rich man smell, TDH style. Well, in the mid, which is only an hour and 30 in, really this gets solidified with these types of notes: sensual, aromatic, vetiver, bitter, mandarin. It's all in here to continue that theme. And again, this might be a point of contention of many, and it might be a point of disappointment for many, especially again for those that were expecting something like LV Symphony or Sun Song, something like a strong citrusy blaster. Again, very TDH vibe, continued in, solidified by the mid right here. Now, I am gonna say this though, that this fragrance is a grower. Okay, it will grow on you as it grew on me, because really in the beginning, maybe my mixed feelings were towards the marketing of this fragrance not really being accurate. But after I think you've accepted that fact that this is what this is, after like wears 3 and 4, you'll start appreciating this fragrance. I mean, I definitely got to appreciate, you know, the geranium, the added geranium here. I really got to appreciate the bitterness, and I really started getting compliments too with this fragrance. A lot of people complimented me for this. And so for those, you know, looking for compliments, hey, you may not really immediately like this in the beginning, but a lot of people will like it on you, especially as the green mandarin radiates in the mid. I think it is a very likable mid. So definitely this is a grower. Now, here's a question that some of y'all are probably going to ask about Perseus. How long does the green mandarin last? Okay, because for some fragrances, I mean most fragrances, guys, the dry down notes start appearing at hour 6. This green mandarin is quite an important one. It's a very likable green mandarin note here in Perseus that is also begun by the grapefruit. So if you liked the grapefruit portion of this and the green mandarin, you're probably wondering how long this lasts. Now, the mandarin actually overlaps. To me, it overlapped the dry down notes, and it lasted up to 9 hours of wear with this fragrance, guys. Okay, so that's kind of good news if you guys liked that continuity from grapefruit to mandarin. It's up to 9 hours here. Now, the dry down notes, though, they do appear within the 6-hour mark. Let me tell you guys that this is truly a vintagey perfume, because right here in the dry down, this fragrance is basically a musk bomb. Okay, it's a lot of gradient musk here in the dry down of Parfums de Marly PERSEUS. And of course, it's flanked by woods. You've got cashmere wood, basically, which is musk and woods. But the musky gradient dry down starts appearing at hour 6. Even as the mandarin is still ongoing, you're still going to get that gradient musk, which is basically, you know, the classiness of this fragrance. You know, this is an elegant fragrance, again, vintagey, and for some people, it might smell like rich old man. But yes, there is a lot of musk here in the dry down, again accompanied by woods, and then eventually an ambergris accord. And again, for those that are wondering, this is not amber. This is not the honeyed amber that is in a lot of fragrances like Grand Soir or Alexandria 2. It's not that kind of amber. It's really an ambergris accord, guys. And it might not be real ambergris, but I think to me it smells like ambergris. You do have kind of like the musky animalic smells that resemble ambergris here in the dry down of Perseus, and it does accompany the dry woods as well as the musk bomb here in the dry down, guys. And again, that starts in hour 6 and the mandarin dies in hour 9. So pretty much after hour 9 is when you can really smell that musk ambergris woods combination right here, which is again a gradient, a classy sensual gradient ending to this fragrance Perseus, guys. Now, with all that being said, after testing this fragrance multiple times from start to finish, I'm gonna say this, guys, that this fragrance is actually not bad. Okay, matter of fact, again, it's a grower. I started to like this after wears 3 to 4, but I gotta say that Parfums de Marly definitely missed its mark because of the advertising, guys. Okay, it's because of the advertising. I mean, if they were just gonna come out with a TDH-like fragrance that was vintagey and, you know, is basically usable for every weather, they shouldn't have put this in a summery bottle with summery marketing, because there's really a lot of people that expect fragrances from them, especially for the spring and summer. I mean, there are a lot of fans of PDM outside of America and Europe, you know, places that don't have 4 seasons, like the Philippines or Singapore, or even the Gulf, or even Bangladesh, where it's constantly hot and humid. And, you know, a lot of those fans really do look forward to releases like this. But then definitely, once you spray this, you'll find out that it's really nothing like what was advertised. This is definitely a vintagey rich man's old perfume, or rich old man's perfume, sorry. And for me, this is kind of like PDM taking up territory, taking up real estate. As you know, a lot of the companies out there, the perfume houses, are trying to do that. They're making their own Aventus, they're making their own this or that, they're making their own amber fragrance. Well, this is kind of like Parfums de Marly's own TDH, basically. And it's not bad. It's a grower. It performs lovely. And it is what it is. Vintage gent scent from start to finish. It's just not the summer blaster as advertised, guys. And this fragrance, by the way, if you're wondering what the longevity is of this fragrance lasted past 12 hours. Okay, and so it was a consistent lingering scent. Again, it's still pretty strong. I think it does have some aura scent vibes, even down to the mid or the dry down, thanks to the abundance of musks right here, guys. Now, for me, usability, this is gonna be very usable if you try this and you see what it's for. If you love TDH as a constant perfume, this will be a grabber. For me, it's more of like an upscale grabber. I mean, I'm not really a fan of these TDH style gent scents. However, for certain occasions, I would say semi-formal to formal, I will use fragrances like these because they are compliment getting. They are very classy and gentlemanly, guys, okay? They're not gonna match my streetwear that I wear, but if I do wear a blazer or a coat or a polo, I think that Perseus will match that outfit perfectly, guys. And this fragrance to me is usable in any season, okay? That's the thing, okay? This fragrance does have a citrusy start. However, guys, this can be worn in cold environments or cool environments thanks to the gradient that happens once the vetiver geranium starts, as well as the musk woods bomb in the end of Perseus, guys, okay? So it's citrusy, but it's not summer citrusy. You get a curve almost immediately as you wear this fragrance. So again, anytime, anywhere, any weather. So again, there's a lot of usability here. And again, I got a lot of compliments wearing this fragrance. Not surprising. I'm sure a lot of people wear TDH for the same reason. And ultimately, guys, a lot of y'all are wondering, is this fragrance worth the cost? Parfums de Marly, in my opinion, is not expensive. I mean, the word expensive expensive is relative, guys, but it is $270 for 125 ml. That's more than 100 ml. Tons of usability. I think you must try this first. Try this first and don't just wear it once and judge it. Try Perseus first, maybe 4 to 5 wears. Maybe get a 5 ml from Jared to begin with, which will give you a lot more wears than that. Try it, test it, and see if you like it. But if you do, then the 125 ml will definitely come in handy and will be worth the cost, in my opinion, because the performance was pretty good as well. Again, it is a very usable perfume for those that want to use it. And that is it. That is my no hype review on Parfums de Marly PERSEUS. Let me know in the comments below what y'all think if you've already tried and worn this fragrance. Did you blind buy this fragrance and were you happy with it, guys? Okay, let me know on the comments below, especially for those that live in warmer climates. If you guys have any feedback on your experience with PDM Perseus, I would love to hear them below, guys. But nevertheless, this is a gent scent that is definitely usable. Yet another usable one by Parfums de Marly. This is a type of fragrance that's really not going to shake up anything. You know, I don't think it's groundbreaking by any means. But again, to me, it is an attempt by Parfums de Marly to take up real estate in the vast perfume world, taking up customers that maybe are looking for that TDH vintage gent scent smell. Well, you can find it now here at Parfums de Marly. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I'll see you guys after 4 days. I've got a slew of fragrances that I've been trying, guys, and a lot along the way. Don't worry, I have been testing them. Thank you very much for watching. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next video. God bless. Take care. Peace.